Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and in this video I'm going to show you some of the scenes you'll find on the drive from Anchorage to Homer. And the first point I'm going to show you is a stopping point called Beluga Point. Apparently this is a popular hangout for beluga whales, but even if you don't see any, it's quite a beautiful scenic stopping point here. People climb up to the top of this rock hoping to get a good view of beluga whales. It's kind of an unusual scenic overlook point. They've got it built up with these rocks and even has some of these telescopes here. See all these whale hopefuls here. I'm not going to go out there because I think I like the view from here a little better than out right on the water. This is right across the road. This is mid-morning. We got a nice shimmering on the ocean water here. The highway here runs right along the coastline, and there are numerous parking places where you can pull off to get a scenic view. This is one of the better ones with these two outcroppings, I think is what you call them here. And if you really want to, you can climb up on the top of these right up there. Easy to do. This is a place called Indian Mine, and they've got a private business here that was started by a man in the early 1900s who had a stake on a gold mine here. And they have a museum. I'll show you what's in it. They got several antlers, and this guy is made out of a tree trunk. They carve a lot of things out of tree trunks here. This is some of the old original equipment that was used. The guy who owned the place here, this is his blacksmith shop, and he made tools for the miners. He did some mining on this side of the bay, and the big mining operation was over there on top of those mountains. He had a small mining operation here, and like I said, he sold a lot of equipment to the miners. Those look like meat grinders. Well, this is a pretty good deal. And these people are hoping to get lucky, finding some little pieces of gold. This is a place called Bird Point, and looks like that's what these people are doing, looking for birds up on the mountains there. Here's a plaque that tells a little about it. This Bird Point is part of the Chugach State Park. I hear a little bit of chirping, but don't see any birds around. Nice viewpoint here. They built some really nice overlook trails here in State Park. This is Virgin Creek Falls. and the town of Girdwood, not too far off of the main highway. It's a little bit of a hike to get here. You just follow Timberline Road to where it dead ends, and there's a trail to it. Below that one main fall, there's several small falls along this small creek. About 11 miles south of Girdwood, where the Alyeska ski resort is, you will see this stopover on the left side of the road, and you'll see this building, Kenai Peninsula Tourist Information. Sorry for the rain through my windshield here. And on the map it shows the town of Girdwood, but there really is no town of Girdwood. There really is nothing here but this train stop. The train stops right here to pick up passengers for a trip to the glaciers. So let me explain the train to you. It picks up passengers here only once a day at 1:25 p.m. and it goes to Spencer Glacier, which is just a few miles down further south, and then it goes to Grandview Glacier, which is a few miles further, and then a few miles further is a couple other stops where there's a waterfall and something else. I'm not sure what it is. So you can do one of three things. You can stop at the Spencer Glacier, get off there, and take a hike to the glacier, which is about 1/3 mile walk. And I did that yesterday. And then when you get back to the train pickup there's plenty of time to do that and take the train back to here at Portage. Option number 2 is to not get off at Spencer, but take the train to the Grandview Glacier and get off there and go walk to the glacier. Option number 3 is to not get off at either one of those points or any point and go see the other two points of stops at the waterfall, and I forget what the other thing is. And then the train turns around and comes back. It actually doesn't turn around. The train is always pointing north toward Anchorage, and it backs up all the way to all these different stops. So when the train picked me up after I was finished at Spencer, that's after the train had gone down to the other stops and come back. Now if you go to the Grandview Glacier, then you've got time to get out and hike to that glacier while the train is going further south to the other 2 points. Then it comes back, picks up the Grandview people, comes back, picks up the Spencer people, and then comes back here to the Portage stop. Now another thing you can do is go to the Portage Glacier. Explain that to you. About an hour and a half further south from here, you turn left on the Portage Glacier Road, and then you drive another 6 miles to the point to where a boat picks you up and takes you across the lake to the Portage Glacier. You can't see the glacier from that point. And there are several cruises each day that go to the Portage Glacier. I was there yesterday, and I went there again this morning, and it has been raining like crazy. And as much as I wanted to go see the Portage Glacier, I just don't want to do it in this heavy rain. So that's one thing I'm not going to be able to see while I'm here. But the boat was still going. So if you don't mind the rain, then you can still go and see the Portage Glacier. So now I'm going to go further south and see what's coming up next. Here's some scenery on the road south of Portage. This is near the intersection turnoff to go to Seward. When you come through Soldotna on the way to Homer, I would suggest that you stop by the Fred Meijer store. If you're not familiar with Fred Meijer, it's very similar to a Walmart supercenter. And this is a very popular place for RVers. It's very well known to be very friendly to RVers, allowing us to stay all night. And in addition to my motorhome there, I counted another 28 motorhomes or other RVs. And Fred Meijer is very smart to allow us to do this because it's 11 p.m. right now and there is plenty parking space for cars still. So we're not taking up a lot of space, and I would venture to guess that 80 to 90% of these RVers will be shopping in Fred Meijer today. I went in and I bought about $60 worth of groceries. So talk about safety in numbers. This is about as good as it gets. I really like this. This is Soldotna Creek Park, where the Soldotna Creek merges into the Kenai River here. Since I've been in Alaska, I've noticed a lot of people river rafting, which must be a lot of fun, because I've also noticed that the rivers in Alaska flow really swiftly. So you wouldn't have to do a whole lot of paddling. Just lay back and let the river take you along. This is where the creek merges into the river, but to get a really good view of it, you would have to be on the other side of the river. It's a pretty wide river. This is early morning here. This is another city park in Soldotna called Centennial, and this one has a campground and a boat launch, but I think the campground is just dry camping. And the river scene here looks about the same as the other park. They have a fishing pier here. Well, it's not really a fishing pier. It's a fishing platform for wheelchair use. Haven't seen that before. This is in the town of Nenilchik, which is about 30 miles north of Homer, and has a nice high up ocean view here. You can see a really tall mountain across the way there. And there was a whole lot of snow on this one. Wow, look at that. Well, folks, this is Homer, the halibut fishing capital of the world. This is just before getting into town, and you can see the spit out there. And I'm going to be going camping out there on the spit. Somebody's got a nice lawn there. Almost looks like a golf course. And right across the bay, you see the mountains. going to do another video when I get in to town, so watch for that. See what we have here. Looks like a fishing boat. So this is the end of my video of the sights that I found on the way from Anchorage to Homer. Good day, folks.